This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
You know, one of the bummers that ended up being a benefit of the time that I worked on Capitol Hill for the United States Senate for so many years is the fact that I got to see some of these people, these senators, in their natural habitat. I got to see how they interacted. I got to see how their colleagues treated them. I got to see how they treated staff. I got to see just how stupid they were in real life. Now, that's not to say that all of them are. That's not to say that most of them are. I was actually shocked and impressed by the integrity and the brains of certain members. But Rick Santorum is a dildo with ears. Rick Santorum is the embodiment of a ball bag. He is just a dumb guy. I mean, really, other than John Cornyn from Texas, there have been few standouts. If we were handing out awards for dipshittery, Rick Santorum would be right up there. And I guess the other complaint, this is a complaint, oftentimes that's what I do. The other complaint I would have is about the media and giving people like Rick Santorum a massive platform to spread their stupidity, their stupid ideas, their bigotry. There's no room for nuance in the mind or the life of an asswipe like Rick Santorum. Complex topics and their solutions elude him. He can't get it figured out. Anyway, the other day, I'm going to talk about what, obviously from the title of the video, you know what I'm going to talk about. Don Lemon, justifiably so, was a little bothered that CNN is continuing to give him a platform. And he kind of took it out on Chris Cuomo, because the way CNN works, a lot of their shows, the outgoing show tosses it to the incoming show, and they have a little chat, especially with Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, who's no prize himself. And Don Lemon was expressing his displeasure about the previous segment he had with Rick Santorum. First, though, I want to talk about what Rick Santorum said that has Don Lemon so bothered, because it's justifiable. Rick Santorum is one of these idiots that believes that the United States is special related to freedom, even though we don't even rank the highest on the freedom index or the happiness index. He believes that faith and freedom are somehow unique to America, and that our system of government is based on the Bible, even though the word God never appears in our founding document, the Constitution. Our system of laws may be based on the Ten Commandments loosely, but it's not like prior to the Ten Commandments, it was okay to kill. That wasn't invented by Judaism. It wasn't invented by monotheism, even. It's since caveman days, not okay to kill those within your tribe. Anyway, this is what Rick Santorum said. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to go and talk about Don Lemon's outrage.
If you think about this country, I don't know of any other country in the world that was settled predominantly by people who were coming to practice their faith. They came here because they were not allowed to practice their particular faith in their own country, and so they came here mostly from Europe, and they set up a country that was based on Judeo-Christian principles. When I say Judeo-Christian, the Mosaic Laws, Ten Commandments, and the teachings of Jesus Christ. The morals and teachings of Jesus Christ. That's what our founding documents are based upon. It's in our DNA. You know, if you think of other countries like Italy and Greece and China and Turkey and places like that, they've all sort of changed over time. I mean, they've been there for millennia in many cases. And their culture has sort of evolved over time. But not us. We came here and created a blank slate. We birthed a nation from nothing. I mean, there was nothing here. I mean, yes, we have Native Americans, but candidly, that there isn't much Native American culture in American culture. It was born of the people who came here pursuing religious liberty to practice their faith, to live as they ought to live, and have the freedom to do so. Religious liberty. Those are the two bulwarks of America, faith and freedom. I mean, you hear it all the time now, faith and freedom, faith and freedom. But it is what makes America unique in the world.
Yeah. There was nothing here. But candidly, there's not a lot of Native American culture around anymore. Why do you think that is? Dumbass. Could it be that we systematically wiped out Native peoples on these lands that we stole? Could it be that? Rick Santorum, former senator, dumb shit, bigot. Could it be that? What other reason could there be, Rick Santorum, that there's not a lot of Native American culture permeating in American society? Anyway, CNN, who has a habit of putting on bad actors, John Bolton, Kellyanne Conway, the rest of these morons, Chris Cuomo had him on. And this was the aftermath. This was Don Lemon talking to Chris Cuomo after the fact and really reading him the riot act. Watch this.
Heavy right now because you know the person you need to be saying that and who needs to hear it is Rick Santorum. I was furious watching the interview in my office. I cannot believe the first words out of his mouth weren't, "I'm sorry, I said something ignorant. I need to learn about the history of this country." No contrition. Didn't talk about, the suffering that Native Americans have had to deal with in this country. It was, Rick Santorum, really? Did he actually think it was a good idea for him to come on television and try to whitewash the whitewash that he whitewashed? I mean, it was horrible. It was horrible and insulting, and I apologize to the viewers who were insulted by it because I was sitting in my office furious because he's done it so many times. So many times. And it's just, I'm sorry, it was so egregious and insulting, and everything that we talk about the founding of this country, Europeans did not found this country. It was here. The Native Americans had this country before the Europeans came. Yeah, the Europeans conquered the country, they colonized it, but they didn't, it had nothing to do with the founding of this country. And he should recognize that. He needs to know that, especially if he's going to be on television representing us and talking about it. He should be doing it from the right perspective and not from some perspective about how, what Europeans. No, that's the wrong way to look at it. It's all wrong. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. And I can't believe I was watching it going, I cannot believe this man is sitting here and doing this. It was like for Black Lives Matter, it was like Native American Lives Matter moment for me watching that.
Well, ask yourself this once, you deal with the emotion of it. Why are things like that said? And why does he not apologize, but say...
That's not for me to answer. That's for him to answer.
But you have to, because otherwise...
And then Chris Cuomo, there you're witnessing it, and got another clip that we're going to go to. But Chris Cuomo contends or endeavors to explain away or justify, well, what? Listen, once you stop being emotional, let's explain away why. Let's make excuses for idiots and bigots like Rick Santorum. And that's what happened. Now, some would say, I believe wrongly, that that's not what he's doing. He's not making excuses. He's just trying to find middle ground. But who are we as a people if we're making excuses for or finding middle ground with bigots and racists. What truly is, what encapsulates the soul of the nation, if we do not jettison those bad ideas, who are we? Anyway, watch this second clip where really Chris Cuomo is joining the dipshit club with his arguments.
For me, I'll just say this because I know you got a show to do. Look, this country is in a crisis that is all about identity. And there is a wager being made on the right that they can get enough white people to believe that they are targeted, that there's been a perverse culture shift, and that they are being replaced. True? No. But it's not about facts. It's about feel.
Already know that. I think people know that.
If that were true, then that party wouldn't be as formidable, and the Democrats wouldn't be as vulnerable as they are in the upcoming midterms.
No. People already know that. And the people in the Republican Party know that. That's why
70% of them.
That's why you have an insurrection.
Biden didn't win.
You have an insurrection because people believe that America was founded in the image of white people and that the country was built in their image, and therefore the election should go their way. It's the same thing that Rick Santorum is saying about Native Americans and the lack of the contribution, what have you. It's the same thing. I think people know that. I just think people are tired of being insulted every single day to their face as if they don't know that.
70% of that party accepts
that doesn't
the big lie.
Right. That doesn't make it right, and that doesn't mean that.
Of course it doesn't make it right. What I'm saying is if it were as simple as 2 + 2 = 4, we wouldn't be in this situation.
It's not that. Listen, you're not getting anywhere because seriously, I'm
I know
really
you're
mad.
upset.
I'm
what
really
I'm saying
mad.
is, what's the solution? What's the fix? If it were as simple as he's wrong, you're right, we wouldn't be here. That's all.
We got to go because we're not going to agree.
I agree because I know where you're coming from, and I love you, Don Lemon.
Yeah, I love you too.
We agree on the problem. What's the solution? We got to figure it out.
I got a solution, but anyways, not my decision. Thank you. See you later. This is CNN Tonight. I'm Don Lemon. So in what we were talking about, and again, I'm not going to apologize. This is how I feel about this. I'm Don Lemon. Does Donald Trump think you're stupid? Do the Republicans think you're stupid?
Don Lemon is exactly right. Don Lemon, he nailed it there. That the idiots who stormed the Capitol in an attempt to overthrow the United States government, they believe, like Rick Santorum does, that this country was founded, that it was modeled in the image of the white man. And it is evolving out of that. And because of that, they're losing their minds. So what better way to convince the 70% of Republicans that Chris Cuomo's talking about, what better way to convince them they're wrong than platforming some idiot who believes that, to legitimize those bigoted views? He said, if we get enough white people to believe that they're being replaced, blah, blah, blah. That's, if they get enough people to believe they're being replaced, then they will uprise. They will put their foot down. They will insurrect again. That's what Chris Cuomo is ultimately saying. And yet he's having on his air. He's not having Liz Cheney on, a Republican with a modicum of sense, especially related to the insurrection. He's not having her on. He's having Rick, there was nothing here when we came. It was a blank slate. He's having Rick Santorum on. It's not like there's only 5 Republicans that are available to come on a nationally broadcast news program or chat show at any given time. It's limitless. Chris Cuomo could pick anyone. And he picks Rick Santorum. Chris Cuomo could have anybody on. during the Trump administration, and he has Kellyanne Conway, Alternative Facts, on because they're friends. So listen, you're not going to see this, Don Lemon, but good job. I know you and Chris Cuomo are friends in real life, like real friends. You tell each other you love each other. And so thank you for calling his dumb ass out, because it needs to happen. And at the end there of the clip, I don't remember exactly how he phrased it, but it was being incensed that Rick Santorum is still being given a platform by CNN. Still being paid by CNN. He's on the payroll as a political commentator. He's not doing it as a charity. He's not trying to hawk a book. He's getting paid by CNN to be there because he supposedly, ostensibly, provides valuable information to the audience. Not just bigotry. There's nothing here. It's a blank slate. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you dissent. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me as well. I appreciate it. daily@dollemore.com. Thank you very much for engaging with my content. These are important topics, and they need to be discussed. And I would value your opinion. Follow me on social media. You could reach out to me there as well. Would be great. And also, consider being a channel member if you are in a financial position to do so. And only if you are, you can click the join button, become a channel member for fewer than $2 a month. You can help support my work. You can help produce my work right here. Anyway, it's a never-ending fight. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.